Okay, hello. I think the audio should be working now. Let me know anyone that's tuning in. Sorry for anyone who apparently the audio wasn't working on the first live. So I'm going to check to make sure that all sound is playing. If you are listening, if you are watching, let me know that the sound is playing. I'm going to check it on my laptop. Make sure that everything is good to go. So let's check the sound, people. Okay, delete post. Okay, can you hear me? I see a comment. And I don't see the comment. Me and technology. Thank God I'm not doing a mastermind on how to do technology. I don't even see the comments now. Yay! Woo! All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the first mastermind of the year. It is my intention, now that I'm a little bit more settled, to do a mastermind once a week in this group. And so today we are talking about how to stay positive and focused. The truth is, no matter how much faith we have, or how much we pray, or how much we want things to get better, sometimes life just doesn't go as planned. Sometimes life knocks us down. Sometimes life just catapults us into a whole different field. And so today we're going to be talking about, how do we stay positive? How do we stay focused on our goals, our dreams, our visions, what we want for our life when things around us are shifting, when we're feeling grief, when we're feeling sadness, when we're feeling anger, when we're feeling frustrated. And so I'm excited today to be talking to you guys about this. And this will be in the group even after the live is over. So if you can't make the live today, then you can still watch it. So I want you to put in the chat, if you are watching the replay of this, replay, so I know who's watching live, who's watching replay. And so welcome. I love this. I'm excited. This is my passion. This is my greatest desire. And I'm really motivated to talk about this. So I did 2 different masterminds on this. I did one on Insight Timer about this one last week, and then you guys get it now today. And I am giving this talk, one, because it was suggested to me in our group. Someone had asked for us to talk about this. And it really resonated with me, because this is something that I really had to navigate the last month or two. And so I'm going to be talking to you guys about that a little bit today. Talking to you a little bit about what I've been experiencing, what I've been going through in my life, and as well as how I got over it, how I stayed positive, how I was able to, surf the waves in the storm, to say. So, if you are ready, I'm going to ask us, it's 11:11, make a wish, everyone, if it's 11:11 where you're at. It's 11:11 where I'm at, and whenever you see 11:11, it means you're in alignment. So we're in alignment. So, if you're watching live or you're watching the replay, then let's just tune in. Let's just come into presence with each other. I want you to just close your eyes for just a moment. And whether this is your first moment of silence of the day, or this is your 100th moment of silence for the day, I want you to rest in this moment of mindfulness, as if this is the first moment of today that you've been in stillness. And just notice, I'm going to stop talking, and I want you to just notice the sounds, the energy, the smells, the taste, the feel of the environment around you. So just notice. And just take a deep breath into the silence. And take a deep breath out. And continue to rest in the silence. And continuing to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allow your mind to completely empty. And if you are observing that your mind is a little chitty-chattery, just observe it. Breathe into the thought and then let it go. And I'm going to ask you now to just start to connect yourself up to the divine, the source, the God, ultimate presence, and connect you to the grounding of Mother Earth underneath you. And so we're going to do this by just imagining a beautiful white crystalline light far above your head, your home, up through the very tippy top of the divine spirit universe. You can see this as the sun or a star shining out in the distance above you. And allow this to represent source, God, universe, divine, whatever label you give to the all-knowing, the all-intelligent, the all-encompassing. And feel this light pouring down on you and just melting over all of your humanness. From the crown of your head, down to your face, your neck, your arms, your heart, your chest, your belly, your yoni, your legs, your feet. Feeling yourself completely lit up. And then from your feet down, imagine this light moving down in through the floor underneath you, in through your home or the building that you're at. And feel this light moving deep into the foundation of the building that you're in. Seeing this light moving deep into the ground, into the soil and the dirt. And allow this light to go deep into Mother Earth, Mama Pachamama, all the way to the core of Mother Earth. And from here, feel yourself completely held by both the earth as well as the source, the sky, divine above. Feeling this pillar of light moving down from ultimate creation, moving down into your beingness, and then grounding you into Mother Earth so that you are completely supported, completely held, completely protected. And then take one more deep breath in and take one deep breath out. And I just want you to set your intention for today, for this live, for this day, intending to learn how to be a little bit more positive, a little bit more focused, how to calm your nervous system to find inner peace. And breathe this in. And then breathe this out. Whenever you're ready, wiggling your fingers and toes and coming back into this space. Welcome, welcome everyone. Yay! So happy to be here. Oh, my heart is so full. My heart is just so full today. So, just a little bit to tell you guys about what I've been experiencing in my little life. And I welcome you to please comment, talk to me, communicate with me if you're watching live. Let me know if this resonates. If you're watching the replay, I know not a lot of people can't make it during the live. But I want to hear about you. I put your questions in the chat and I will answer them to the best of my ability. So, today we're going to be talking about ways to stay positive. And I want to start that off by letting you guys know a little bit what I've been going through, what I've been experiencing the past, I want to say maybe 2 months. So, my life started to completely shift. My life just shadowed my reality of what I knew, what I didn't know. It started to shadow a little bit starting in November. And so I share this because it will be a good segue into our program today. So it started with, at the end of November, I did a beautiful ceremony. And my intention for the ceremony was to help me to become a better version of myself. And during this ceremony, it was a mushroom ceremony, my life as I knew it started to shadow a little bit. It was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. But this idea of home and what home is and who home is and like why home, and the theme was home, kept coming up. And I started to realize during my ceremony just how much my partner Levi was home to me. And if you've been following my journey or you know me personally and you don't, Levi and I have been together about 4 years, but we had a very non-traditional relationship. He's always been my best friend. And so anyways, I realized during the ceremony just how much home Levi was to me. And although I don't feel we should find home in someone, home should be within ourselves, we have home with people. And so my reality and my idea of living in Sedona started to shift. During that ceremony, I started to feel this deep sense of grief, this deep grief within me, just grief over so many different things. And this idea of the divine masculine and the divine feminine and what divine father was to me and what divine mother was to me started to just unravel itself. And so fast forward, that was kind of the beginning of my journey. Followed by, right after that ceremony, my grandpa, he had a massive heart attack and he passed away. And he ended up passing away, and my grandparents raised me. And so my grandpa was my divine father. And so when this happened, it started to really shake me a little bit because I had experienced this energy during my ceremony of this divine father. So I now had this life-altering ceremony that shook me up. I now had the death of my grandfather, my father, that really started to shake me up. And then I went to this beautiful retreat in Costa Rica. It was a sacred shamanic sexual retreat. And I went to this retreat for both my own journey as well as me to be a better coach, to be a better mentor, to be a better leader, and to increase my own sense of self so that I could better help other people to increase their sense of self. And this was in Costa Rica. And once again, my life got flipped upside down. Everything I knew, everything I didn't know, just started to uproot itself. And I had to face all of these different aspects of myself and boundaries and death and life. And my life started to shadow again. Following that retreat, so now I have my ceremony, the death of my grandfather, the integration of this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, that I highly recommend, ISTA retreat. I come back to Sedona, Arizona. I was living in Sedona, Arizona. And Levi, my partner, flew in to see me. And we ended up getting engaged. He proposed to me, and it was joyful, and it was happy, and everything was good. And I was floating on cloud 9 again. And then the day right following his proposal, my grandma passed away, who was my divine mother. On top of that, I now, just last week, ended up moving back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from Sedona, Arizona. And so I had to take this long move. And so I share this with you guys because since the end of November, it's now February, so December, January, I'll say 2 months, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, to say the least. When there was so much grief and so much guilt and so much pain and so much hurt and so much anger, how did I navigate that? And I think I navigated it pretty well. And it was funny because it was reflected to me by one of my clients the other day when I told her everything I just told you guys that I had gone through. She said, I had no idea. You kept showing up for me. You kept showing up. You still coached me. You still led me. You still were there. And I had no idea you were going through all this. Because the leader still shows up. And so I share all this with you guys because life hits us sometimes. And I want to help you to navigate life when life becomes a little bit too heavy to carry sometimes. So, how did I get through this? And how can you get through this? How can you stay positive when life just flips you upside down? The first thing is changing your perspective. Really changing your perspective. And recognizing that everything that's going negative in our life, there's also a positive to that. There's also a positive. There's always a positive side to the negative things that are happening. For example, you could look at the death of my grandma and my grandpa as a very negative thing. Or I changed my perspective to honor their life, to honor the life that they had, to change the perspective of I got to go into my adulthood still with my grandparents. I got the lessons, I got the teachings. I got to really know my grandparents' heart and soul. Changing the perspective of death not being a negative thing, but instead death being a positive thing. If I'm a spiritual teacher, I'm a spiritual coach. And so with that, I personally don't see death as a negative thing. I see it as going home. Going back home to who we are and what we are and why we are. Going back to the essence. And of course, there's pain and hurt over the pain of my grandparents. Oh, and I forgot to mention, at my grandma's funeral, my cousin had a seizure and she passed away. So I had 3 deaths in a month. 3 deaths in a month. And so I had to change my perspective to remind myself that death is a positive thing. That they get to go home. They don't have to suffer anymore. They can finally be one with me. Because the truth is, when someone physically transitions, they become a greater version of you. Because everything in this reality is perspective. Everything in this reality is, I can only perceive my grandma, my grandpa, my partner, you guys, from my own level of perception. We are all, you are all me, split in different bodies. And so when someone transcends, when someone passes away, that version that I had split my energy into, that energy of my grandfather, that energy of my grandmother, that I had split myself into when I came into this world to see them, to perceive them, that energy comes back to me so that I can become a greater version of myself. I now get to be more of a divine masculine for my grandfather. I get to be more of a divine feminine, have more unconditional love for my grandmother. And so this is all this that I'm saying, whether you resonate with it or not, is how I changed my perspective on what was happening. I had to change my perspective on, I love Sedona. If you know me, I love Sedona, Arizona. And it was a lot of grief leaving Sedona, Arizona. And I had to change my perspective to remember that, yes, a lot is dying, right? I have to literally die from Sedona, but I get to be reborn and live with my fiance and spend the rest of my life with my fiance and shift my perspective into something that's more serving. because it doesn't serve me to constantly be like, everything in my life is dying. My grandpa died, my grandma died, my cousin died, I left Sedona. Like, all of these things died. That doesn't serve me. Instead, I get to shift and say, I get to be reborn. I get to be reborn by moving back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My relationship gets to be reborn. My life gets to be reborn. Thinking about rebirth instead of death. Changing your perspective is number one. Number two, look at the great moments that have happened. Because the truth is, when there's a lot of negative things going on, right, as all of this stuff happened with me, it was very easy for me to go and fall deep into a black hole of sadness. But inside of it, then it's not always raining, right? Even when it's raining, there's still great moments that are happening in our life. And we have to look at what in our life is going great in the midst of chaos. So in the midst of all of that, I got engaged. In the midst of all of that, I got to go to Costa Rica and have a beautiful retreat in Costa Rica. I got to meet soul family, right? In the midst of all the deaths, I got to reunite with my family. And so look at the great moments that are happening in between the not so great moments that are happening. Because we tend to focus on the not so great things that are happening more than the great things that are happening. And so to stay positive, to stay on track, to stay focused on your goals, your dreams, in the midst of chaos, focus on the great things that are happening. This can be literally as simple as, I drank enough water today. I went to yoga today. I watched a really great TV show today. It doesn't have to be grandiose. Just something great that has happened. Look at the great moments. And let me know if this is resonating with you guys in the comments. Number 3, feel gratitude. Feel gratitude. It is, if one thing in my life that I could preach to everyone, it's the power of gratitude. If you desire something in your life, you're not going to receive that until you're grateful for what you have. If you are trying to find the love of your life, but you're not grateful for the girlfriends, your friends that are surrounding you, you're not going to get the great boyfriend. If you're not grateful for the friends you have now, you're not going to get the boyfriend. If you're not grateful for the $100,000 that you make right now, you're not going to make the $1 million. God, universe, spirit is not going to give you more if you're not grateful for what you have right now. You have to come at it from I am grateful and I want more. I am grateful for the $100,000 and I'm still working towards the $1 million. I'm grateful for the friends I have now and I want a romantic partnership. I'm grateful for my body that works and I want to feel better and I want to let go of the disease. If you are sick and you're in bad health or you have cancer, you may be in a lot of pain in one area of your life. But there's one area of your body. But there's another area of your body that's without pain. So focus on the areas of your body that are without pain. Focus on the emotions in your body that are without pain. Focus on the things in your life that are not painful. If you're struggling financially, but you have a really solid, great, beautiful relationship, focus on the great relationship. Focus on the gratitude. If 9 things in your life are going wrong and 1 thing's going right, focus on the 1 thing that's going right. And it's my promise to you that if you focus on the 1 thing that's going right, then all the things that are not going right will start to go right. You have to be grateful for where you're at right now. Be grateful for the things you have, and the things you don't have will come. It's my promise to you. And don't just say it, but really feel it. Feel the gratitude inside you. Next, dream and visualize the reality that you want. Dream and visualize the desire that you have. If it's changeable, allow yourself to dream of a great future. If it's not changeable, remember the good times, right? I can't change in this reality. Maybe in another reality I can quantum jump. But I couldn't change in this reality the death of all of the ones that I love. But I can visualize the beautiful moments I had with my grandpa. I can visualize the beautiful moments I had with my grandma. I can visualize the great moments I had with my cousin Dana. And I can swim in that, and I can embrace that, and I can feel that. I can allow that. And that increases my vibration to just feel a little bit better. If you're struggling financially in your life, dream of what would life be like if you had the money. If you want a great relationship, dream and feel and imagine the man on your skin. Imagine someone just caressing your body. Imagine someone kissing your skin. Imagine someone giving you flowers. Go to the store and buy yourself flowers and write a little note and say, to the love of my life, from the love of your life. Dream it, visualize it, imagine it, because the truth is, life does not know the difference between your physical reality and your imagination. Science is proving that every single day, that our minds cannot tell the difference between our physical reality and our imagination. And so if you're struggling, it's okay to be where you're at. If you're struggling in your outer reality, dream of the reality that you want. Visualize the reality that you want. And worst case scenario, you don't manifest it, but it just feels really good to visualize it. It feels really good to visualize and imagine and feel you having the love on your bed and the $1 million in the bank and the healthy body and being in Bali. It feels really good. Next, I want to teach you a manifestation game. It's called Remember When. Remember when, because a lot of times we'll try to visualize the money, or we'll try to visualize the love of our life. And you try to visualize it from a place of you're not having it. And so I want to teach you the game of remember when it happened. Pretend that it's already happened. Remember when I became a millionaire, guys? Remember when I came on here and I motivated you guys and I taught you how to be positive and I taught you how to stay focused? Remember when I did that? Remember when we had a group retreat, all of us goddess women, and we got together and we danced and we sang and we laughed and we played? Do you remember when that happened? Do you remember when I got engaged? That's how I actually got engaged. Truth be told, I got engaged because I kept writing down and journaling and visualizing that it had already happened. I started to see it as a memory rather than something that happened in the future. Remember when Levi proposed to me? Remember when I made it to where I want to go? Remember when I got married? Visualize your wedding and see it's not something in the future, but something that's already happened. Put it in the past tense. Put what you want in the past. And remember like the memory of my grandfather, like my grandma. Visualize it. And play the game Remember When. You can use this in your journal. Just write, remember when you obtained what you wanted. Remember when I was happy? Remember when I was really, really happy? Remember when I was really, really joyful? Remember when I was really, really fit and I could fit into my jeans and I didn't have to squish my little face together and put my jeans on? Remember when? Put it in the past tense. Next, do something you love and enjoy. Blah, blah, blah. Do something you love and enjoy. Have fun. When life has knocked you down, it's so easy to just stay in the shadow. But remember that there's a lot of good things in our life. And do what's fun to you. Do something you enjoy. Do something you love. Go write. Go roller skating. Watch a TV show. What is it that you love to do? Put it in the chat. What do you love to do? And go do it. If you want to be positive, you have to take action on being positive. You have to take the steps to get there. Do what you love. Do what you enjoy. And allow yourself to play and dance and sing. Do it. What is your greatest fun and excitement? If you could do anything right now, asking yourself, what is my greatest fun and excitement? And then do it. Choose it. Allow it. Swim in it. Embrace in it. Be a child. Play like you used to play. Swim in it. Next, I want you to remember the seasons. I want you to remember that nothing stays bad forever. I want you to remember that everything has a time and a place and a season. And that right now we're in winter. Right now the animals are hibernating. And it's okay that you're hibernating. It's okay that you're cold. Right? The trees don't get mad that they don't have leaves on them. They honor that this is the time to die. It's the season of death. They embrace it because the trees know that after the winter always comes the spring. After winter always comes spring, and always comes fresh flowers, and always comes rebirth, and always comes growth. Nothing stays bad forever. Everything blossoms. Everything comes back to life. And after spring is summer. And then it's hot. And then you'll complain that it's too hot and it's too cold in winter. Just remember that nothing stays where it's at forever. If it's raining outside, I would imagine that the trees don't say, it's raining, why are you raining on me? No, the trees would say, I get to grow. The flowers say, I get to grow. Because the flowers realize that they need both the sun and the rain to grow. A flower needs both the rainy days and the sunny days to grow. Not just the sunny days. Just like you need both. You need the winter to hibernate. You need the spring to reblossom. You need the summer to swim and to bathe and to dance. And you need the fall to start to prepare yourself for the hibernation, for the winter, for the fall. Everything is a season. Nothing stays bad forever. So if you're going through a negative time, just remembering everything in nature shows us that nothing stays bad forever. The only thing that stays bad forever is your mindset if you keep it there. So you got to pick the weeds out. Remember a roller coaster. You go up, you go down. And lastly, I want you to remember that the harder you fall, the higher you have to rise back up. It's basic physics. It's basic polarity. The harder that you bounce the bouncy bar is the harder, the faster, the higher the bouncy bar is going to come back up. So if you have fallen really, really low, I promise you, you have the potential to rise really, really high up. But you have to know that. I once chose, I actually, believe it or not, guys, I was homeless. Many people don't know that about me. But I was homeless for a while. And I was living in a tent. And the truth is, there's a lot of freedom in being homeless. When you're homeless, you don't have bills. A lot of people who are homeless don't have a car. I had a car at that point. You don't have to worry about finances. You don't have to worry about money. You can go to the food bank. You'll get free food. There's a lot of freedom in being homeless. There's a lot of freedom in poverty. And if you know the freedom of being in poverty, then it's bouncing back up to know the freedom of being a multimillionaire. Because the same amount of freedom of being in poverty is the same amount of freedom as being a multimillionaire. Not having to worry about your finances, not having to worry about bills, not having to worry about, are you going to have food? Not maybe having so much money that you don't have to drive, you can have a chauffeur. It's the same on opposite polarities, on opposite pendulums. The pendulum swings. So if you can really know death, you can really know aliveness. If you can really know poverty, you can really know abundance. If you've really been heartbroken and hurt and unloved and unwanted and undesired, you can really be loved and wanted and desired and cherished and adored. If you've been really, really sick, you can get really, really healthy. The pendulum swings. So, be positive. So, in conclusion, the ways that you stay positive are changing your perspective, looking at the great moments that are happening, feeling into gratitude, really feeling the gratitude for where you're at, dreaming and visualizing and remembering the life that is in the future and the life of the past. Play the game of remembering when. Do something that you love and you enjoy and have fun and excitement in that. Remember the seasons and that nothing lasts forever. Remembering that the harder you fall, the more you have to rise up. And also remembering that to focus on the things that are going right in your life. If 9 things are going wrong, focus on the one thing that's going right. So guys, I hope that helps you. Let me know below what you learned, what helped you today, what encouraged you today in the chat. It's really helpful to me to know what's helpful for you guys. So please let me know in the chat, out of all of this, what was the most helpful for you? What was the takeaway today? And know that you have a choice. Either you can let go of this mastermind and stop listening to this mastermind and then never think about it again, or you can apply it. Take the list, and I'll put the list in the chat, and take one thing, just one thing, and focus on that for this week. Choose one thing. Maybe you're just going to feel a little bit more gratitude. Okay? And allow that to happen. And then next week, maybe taking another thing and just saying, okay, I'm going to play the game Remember When. I'm going to visualize what I want in the future, in the past. And really play in that. And then maybe next week you decide you're going to change your perspective. Right? So play with this and apply it. Take action on it. Take real life action on it. I'm going to put this in the chat to help you guys. And let me know if you have any questions in the chat. I'm going to lead us into a really short closing meditation to close us out. This isn't posting. Hold on, guys. Let me know what questions you have, if this helps, if this empowers you. There you guys go. Okay, so... And just to let you guys know, I am here if you need anything. Okay, I posted that in the chat. And so before we go into our meditation, I want to just thank you guys and tell you how much I appreciate you guys. And I love you for just doing the work, changing your perspective, being willing to evolve and grow and change. To change anything, you have to first have the willingness. And so I want to thank you. And if you are ready to really start to shift yourself, we're ready to shift your perspective and ready to just shift yourself into feeling more joy and feeling more excitement and feeling more happy and feeling more positive, to have more love, to have better health, to have more money, then I want to serve you and I want to help you to get there. So I have 2 spots available for coaching clients right now. I have, I believe, let me check. I have 4 spots available this coming week for one-on-one sessions. I also am proud to announce I'm going to be launching a new group coaching program here soon on conscious communication. And I offer different coaching packages. So if you are interested in working with me to allow me to help you to work on yourself, then please get in touch with me. And I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And let's just do a little closing meditation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All of you guys for showing up for yourself today. Thank you for showing up to empower yourself, to motivate yourself, and to just find more joy. So shake it out, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake out anything that's not serving. Shake it, bake it, move it. Okay, now close down your eyes. Rest. Okay, one final shake. And just close down your eyes. And just come into your breath. And take a deep breath out. Breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in. And breathing out. With every breath, becoming more and more relaxed. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Letting it all go now. And just feel yourself relaxing more and more. Feel the connection that we started with source above, the light raining down on you. And feeling the connection to Mother Earth underneath you. And breathe into this love, this connection, this unity. And breathe it out. And just bring into your mind's eye, into your third eye, one thing in your life, just one thing in your life you would like to shift, you would like to change, you would like to improve. And breathe into this. And breathe out. And while visualizing this, start to ask yourself, how can you change your perspective on the way that you see this, the way that you experience this? How can you change it? And start to allow yourself to shift it. Seeing it from a different angle. Seeing it as a positive instead of a negative. How can you have more gratitude in your life? How can you be grateful for this pain, this sorrow? What else in your life outside of this can you be grateful for that can shine the light on this? what in your life, what moments in your life are going well. See the things surrounding this that are going well and have more gratitude for that. Start to focus more on the things that are going well in your life rather than the things that are going negatively in your life. Focus. And start to visualize and dream of the reality that you do prefer. Or remembering a moment from the past that you most prefer. And start to play with this vision of the future, this dream, this vision, this manifestation of what you do want. And start to put this vision in past tense by remembering when it happened in the past. Visualizing it, feeling, imagining that what you prefer, what you desire, you already achieved in the past tense. Visualize and say, either out loud or inside, remember when, and then inserting what you most prefer. Remember when you're more happy, and visualize that. And start to play in all of the things that you do enjoy. And ask yourself, where can you find more enjoyment in your life? Where can you have more fun in your life? And choose to do that today. Remind yourself that everything has its season. And this season that you're in will not last forever. Allow yourself to give yourself the gentle kindness to be where you're at, to be in your grief, to be in your guilt, to be in your pain. Allow it. And then allow yourself to know that the harder that you have fallen, the higher you will rise. Visualize yourself rising up into the new reality, into the new version of yourself, feeling the joy, feeling the happiness, feeling the positive feeling. And just notice for a moment how you feel now versus how you felt when you started. And breathe this feeling in and breathe this feeling out. And allow this feeling to move into your new present moment in every atom, every cell. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and then breathing out. And coming back into this moment in more positive, happy, joyful, and grateful feeling. Breathing in and breathing out. And opening up your eyes, smiling, feeling the joy, feeling the excitement, feeling more at peace. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. I welcome you. I celebrate you. I acknowledge you. I see you so clearly. I see your joy and I see your happiness. And I see your pain and I see your sorrow. I see all of it. And I want you to know it's all welcomed. Your sadness, your anger, your happiness. It's all welcomed. Feel it. Know it. Allow it. Just don't live in it. Don't live in the sorrow. Just feel the sorrow. And so I'm going to drop in the comments below my Calendly link if anyone would like to set up a call for this week. And allow me to encourage you, empower you, motivate you guys to deeper healing, deeper growth, more joy, more love. Thank you so much, everyone. I am Jenna Rose Giannetti, your love and spiritual coach, encouraging and empowering you guys to deeper states of love and more spiritual connection. If you need anything, feel free to message me, and I will always get back to you. I love you. Bye, guys.